This video is so different than any of the programming stuff I've done. It's still programming related, but we're not going to code. I actually just want to talk to you about AI. I know. My relationship with AI is changing, and what I've realized, it's changing in a way that I don't like. But because of that, I'm going to make an effort to change my relationship with AI again in a way that I do like. If you are a frequenter to my channel, you know that we write a lot of Zig. For better or worse, I will say better at this point. LLMs are not great at writing Zig, which kind of makes me happy because it's forced me to learn the language. But the flip side is it also makes learning the language hard. And what I've found is it's so freaking easy when working with like TypeScript. You just say, "Hey, Claude, go do this thing for me." And growing up as a kid, my mom used to be very quick to tell me that I was lazy. I just assumed that maybe it was ADHD or some form of like, probably ADHD, I guess. But I think she may have been onto something, because now that I've got Claude Code and I've started playing around with it, it is so hard to motivate myself to do small things. Like if I want to build, I've got a project I'm working on called Sprutia that I'll talk more about in the future. I'm not ready to talk too much about it yet, but it's SvelteKit, and I love SvelteKit. It's one of my favorite web frameworks. I have such a hard time motivating myself to write anything SvelteKit because Claude Code does a good enough job. And the part that scares me about that is I'm starting to see things in the SvelteKit code, and I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. So there's two sides to this coin that are bothersome. So the first side is, what in the world did Claude Code come up with? And somehow it magically works. And then the second side is like, why don't I know what this does? Why haven't I seen this before? And I see it and I test it and I'm like, it works. It's good enough for me. Let's move on to the next thing. And that might be okay, but it's not the way that I want to do things. I want to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm here to teach. That's literally why I set out to create this channel to begin with, was an opportunity to take the things that I'm excited about and hopefully help teach other people about the things that make me excited. Have those discussions, because I love talking about code. I love talking about craftsmanship. And to be honest, with AI, it feels like the craftsmanship is gone. So, I mean, we've seen this before, right? So like, beer is a great example. So a long time ago, all of the beer was, handmade by monks and other people, and they brewed their own beer, and it was essentially craft beer. And then we got into major corporations and like industrialization and bottling lines, and the craft from beer disappeared. And we have just like off the shelf, the exact same different types of beers that you'll find everywhere. And the same is true with so many other things, chocolate, anything that's been industrialized. But the point I'm getting at here is there's been a resurgence of craft beer. The thing, though, is I feel like we're at the point in time where AI and LLMs are essentially producing the Miller Lite of software, the Miller Lite of code. And fine, right? Some people like it, and it's fine for some people, but maybe I'm pretentious, but I want the craft beer of code. I want the craftsmanship. I want the people who get excited about how it's made. And what I've realized is the more I use AI, the farther I am drifting away from that. I'm getting lazy. I'm able to prompt Claude Code and say, "Hey, go do this thing. I'm going to go play a game of Overwatch. I'll check in between rounds, or I'll check in when I'm done with that match." I don't like it. So my relationship with AI is going to change. I think they're fantastic tools. I wish they were a little better for the environment, and maybe a little better for the, as a consequence, a little better for the people that live near data centers and things of that nature. But I still think they're good tools. So from my approach, I'm going to stop using Claude Code, at least in the way that I've been using it currently, which is, hey, go do a task and be a diligent junior developer. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to check in on it, but I'm probably not. And just trust that you did it well until something's wrong, and then I'll tell you what you did wrong and let you go fix it. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not learning. I'm actually I'm becoming more and more lazy, and it's hard to motivate myself to do things that I used to actually enjoy. And don't get me wrong, Svelte and front end development gotten way better over the years, but like at the end of the day, there's a good chance you're still like changing the color of buttons and things of that nature. I don't care about that. But there's still some really interesting front end problems that can be solved, and I just am finding it hard to motivate myself to do those things anymore. Circling back to Zig, LLMs, for better or worse, they really suck at writing Zig. I've tried using LLMs to help me learn the language, which is a bit of a spoiler, but that's one of the ways that I still think that they're a pretty valid tool. Is I've been using like Gemini, just trying it out, and I've been going through the Rust exercises. I don't know Rust very well. I did 7 or 8 days of Advent of Code with it 3 years ago. I don't know it very well. So I've been going through Rustlings, and I'm not using Gemini until I get stuck. And if I get stuck, I'll ask. Or one of the things I've started doing as well, maybe I'll find the solution, but I don't really understand why that fixes it. Maybe something borrow checker related. I'll ask Gemini. It works pretty well. So kind of turning it into like a tutor or an approach where I can, if I truly get stuck, I can use it to help me get unstuck, but I'm not telling it to go do things. I'm literally asking, like, why doesn't this work? Here's the whole context. Look at the entire file. Why is this one piece not working? And it's not fix it for me. It's not write that code for me. It is help me understand this so I can learn and do better. And boy, saying that out loud makes it sound like that's how it always should have been. But yeah, it is what it is. So some people may not feel that way. I know there's a whole movement around vibe coding and building things without writing a single line of code, but I don't. Maybe I just want artisanal software development, but that's not the world that I want to live in, at least not my own world. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts on AI. My thoughts have changed so quickly, and I think they probably will continue to change, hopefully in a way that ultimately makes me happy as I try and figure out how this fits into my workflow. So I'd love to know about how you're using AI, and maybe you have similar thoughts or have noticed the same thing and you realize that AI is making you feel lazy as well. Let me know in the comments below or join the Discord server and let's chat about it there. Thanks and have a great day.